Hey, what's going on, guys? Dawson here. Sorry for not being able to review the Seahawks game. I was on vacation to Disney World for the 50th anniversary. Really didn't even know I was going till last minute, so sorry about that. And also, I'm suffering from a little bit of sickness. But anyway, I'm here to talk about the 49ers. So let's do it, shall we? The 49ers record is now 2-3 after a 17-10 loss to the Arizona Cardinals, all right? Notably, this was Trey Lance's first NFL start because Jimmy Garoppolo has some sort of calf injury that no one knows what exactly it was. But anyway, let's talk about this game, shall we? Because I think there is a lot of things that went wrong offensively for the 49ers that need to be talked about, all right? Because let's face it, mostly the bad from this game came from the offense. But anyway, let's talk about it. Here's the thing about it. Trey Lance was the offense this game. The offensive production all relied on him. And to me, that's bad. Like, yes, your QB should be what runs the offense, right? But for a team that likes to run, I shouldn't expect a 21-year-old rookie with only 1 week of first team reps to attempt 29 throws. And I especially do not expect 16 rush attempts from him. Like, yes, I want him to use his legs. If your QB can run, then let them run, all right? But not 16 times, all right? Like, I would understand it if only there weren't running backs that you trust, right? On the roster for that week due to injuries, right? But the healthy backs were Elijah Mitchell and Trey Sermon, two very capable rookie quarterbacks, all right? I mean, running backs. And in total, they had only 10 total attempts together, with Sermon only getting one. Do not understand that at all. And this was a close game, mind you. There was no reason to say we will have to win it with our QB's arm to the last drive. Let's also talk about the O line. I won't get on them much because I barely know anything about O line play, right? But I will say this: they didn't do their job and made it easy for Lance, right? For like some of his rushing attempts, mind you, were because of this O line collapsing, right? Let's just say this: if Jimmy played this game, he would have got sacked. All right, this line would have had so many sacks, on them, right? As well as the holding calls that this line was getting was ridiculous. Like, I so understand it. This line is not used to a guy who keeps the ball for like 4 seconds. They're used to, Jimmy G, the guy who throws in 2 seconds or less, right? And but like here's the thing about it. There was a 49ers drive, right? I may be a bit wrong here. In which they only got 17 positive yards because of holding calls. Plus four, right? Of Trey's throws were bad now. Was that on Lance or was that on the line? I do not know. I just know I sometimes saw just defensive players able to just do that. Like, what the what? Huh? What? That was insane. All right, this all line play. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about pass catchers for a moment. Debo is the new getting targets makes sense. All right, they're reliable for Lance, but Travis Benjamin get a wide receiver that was brought up for this game, right? Getting more targets than your first round pick wide receiver and Brandon Ayuk makes no sense unless there is a reason for it, all right? That we do not know about. As well, targets. Let's talk about targets for a second. George Kittle was not in this game, right? He's on the IR. He's a guy that gets prioritized by by defenses. So there should be more targets going around everybody, right? There should be more targets to Juice. There should be more targets to Debo. More targets to Juice Check. More targets to Ross Dwelly. All right, he's tight end too. and of course Ayuk. So yeah, as Joe Shasky from KMBR says, use your playmakers, Kyle. They make your offense run. They make your QB look good, which is their job. All right. And before we talk about Kyle, right? Because believe me, I will get to him. I want to talk about a guy that I don't really see people talk about on this coaching staff, right? And that is offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel. Like I know he doesn't call the plays from what I understand. From what I understand, his job is just to help Kyle make the game plan every week, right? And to make sure the players can execute it. But it really doesn't seem like that, especially that second part, right? Because really, this 49ers season has shown they can't score in the first half, right? And also, there's stuff that is not seen usually in a 49ers playbook here. Like, I don't see, the bootlegs, play action, none of that. Or any of the stuff that Lance actually ran at North Dakota State, right? And the fact is, it seems like it takes the second half for this team to actually score, make adjustments and stuff, not on the fly adjustments. Teams need to make on the fly adjustments. I don't see this team doing that. All right, and it's just and here's the thing about it, right? Mike McDaniel was I think the run game assistant, right? Before he got the OC job, right? Because before this season, right, it was Mike McDaniel's and LaFleur's brother, right, who's now the offensive coordinator of the Jets, who has his own problems, right? And basically they were right? But now since LaFleur's gone, McDaniel is OC, right? But like, here's the thing: this run game doesn't like. Here's the thing: this run game has so much unique stuff, right? And just unique plays as well. I think I saw this stat before I recorded, in which Kyle Shanahan has the most unique plays out of all play callers or something like that. But like, why can't this run game go? All right, we used to think you can plug anybody into this system as long as they had a few traits, right, and they can run, right. But that isn't happening. I just feel some blame should go to Mike McDaniel. All right, he is the offensive coordinator in name, so he should have be getting blamed for the offensive struggles. But let's talk about the Kyle. As I said in my last review, recap, whatever you want to call it, all right? All the problems lead to Kyle, right? Because, he's the guy who hires, people. He's the guy who hires the staff. He's the guy who manages this roster, right? Roster decisions are made by him, right? And let me just say this. He shouldn't be fired. That's a stupid take. And he shouldn't be on the hot seat, all right? He can be accountable for his faults, right? Without being on the hot seat, all right? You can't just say, "Well, you're sucking right now," right? And say you need to be on the hot seat, right? Like here's the thing about it. I'm an LSU fan, right? Last season, I didn't think Coach O was on the hot seat, right? Because he had a talent drop, right? This season, right, with Coach O, right, you are. I am now saying you're on the hot seat. You need to find wins. You need to figure out your offense, right? But Kyle isn't on the Coach O type hot seat, right? Because there are problems with this team, and like here's the thing about it. Because there's more things he has to juggle than Coach O, right? Because here's the thing about it. I think people forget what he has to deal with this season. He needs to win, all right? He needs a winning season, right? And he also needs to make sure the locker room is not lost with his decision on the quarterback, right? Because there are people that favor Jimmy G, or there's people that may favor Trey Lance, right? And has to balance that, right? It's a situation that traverses all types of sports, which during the bye week I'll talk about. Look at the hat for a hint. And but the point stands, not many coaches can handle this situation, and you can see that by how Kyle is doing it. As well as this, right? Some coaches just have a bad year. All right. I think you can never say a coach has never been just straight up good his entire career, right? Bill Belichick has had bad seasons, all right? Nick Saban has had subpar say, things, right? We all expect these, coaches to just be in championship games, right? But like, just things happens, right? But let's end on some good, all right? I know I said D'Amico needed to learn fast, which is still true, right? I feel there is still problems with this defense, right? I want more turnovers, right? I don't want this offense keep starting to the 20 to the 10, right? Due to punts, right? I want turnovers. I want to see this team win the turnover battle. It's a seventh ranked defense, but there's only two picks on this. But no, there's one pick on the season and one fumble on the season. So it's an interesting thing. There needs to be more focus on interceptions. But here's the thing: this defense keeps the 49ers in the games. I have never thought the 49ers were flat out blown out, right? And these losses, and these three losses, right? The defense is the anchor of this team, and D'Amico deserves credit for it, right? Finally, as I said before, Trey Lance was great for a 21-year-old rookie with only 1 week of first team reps. I know his stats and his PFF, you know, rankings probably won't show it, but he was the reason he was not the reason this team lost, right? He played well enough for the team to win, and that's all you could have asked for him to do. Now let's talk about the big thing. Who should be the star for the rest of the season, right? Trey Jimmy. I have always believed for this season it's the guy who gives the 49ers the best chance to win, and I feel Kyle feels the same, right? And with the way the O line has been performing, right? I believe Trey should start. Just because he turns sacks into scrambles and keeps drives going with his legs, right? Will I be mad if Jimmy is the starter? No. Because you can make a case that Jimmy, in his own way, you can win with him, right? Because here's the thing Jimmy has, here's the thing Seattle, an interesting case due to injury, right? And Green Bay, in the end, he still gave the team a chance to win. Just, one failed defensive possession, right? So neither QB has actually cost this team a win. I have never thought that, right? But here's the thing I feel it will not matter who the QB is until Kyle figures out what he wants the season to be about, right? Should it be about running it back with these guys who are probably won't be here next year? Or do you want to start and develop your rookies and see what your record can be, right? Because if you start Trey Lance, maybe you play the Nickelodeon wild card game. And that'll be a successful season, right? But we'll see what happens, right? There's 2 weeks. Kyle will, sit down. He will have us come to whatever he believes in, meaning and figure out what he wants to do for this season. But that will be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like, and if you're not already, subscribe so you never miss a video. And if you look right here, you will see my Twitter handle. So give that a follow if you want to see my takes. Mind you, they are not all 49ers stuff. I am not just a 49ers fan. I am a fan of many other things. But anyway, see you guys hopefully next week for this project video. And because, yeah, see you guys next time.